Just finished sanding. I used my Milwaukee multi-tool. No matter what brand you get, I'm happy with my Milwaukee because it's part of the M12 system they have, so I can universal batteries for multi-tools, but I believe most of the systems have those. But I just like the Milwaukee brand. I just finished going around all the edges on all of these fillets we just did, all around in here, smoothed them off, especially on the inside where I'm going to do the glass taping now. And then around down in here, I went and sanded off the selvage along the the one that stands proud, where the fibers roll over when they make tape. And it gets glass, it stands up, so you want to sand that down. And I went over these corners good. That one there needs a little bit more, but I think I'll put some epoxy on that. Or just let it paint. Paint should fix it. And then I've gone around and sanded all these and down into here. I'm going to glass tape this one and then the front on the other side. So let me go ahead and do that. Well, I've got everything cleaned up. And I went ahead and pre-cut some tape. That way when I'm messing around with it, my fingers won't get it. So I got the corners darted up. Got my lines marked in. Yeah, I got some silver tip mixed up. I just remembered I'm down to my last brush. Get off it. Get a good coat down so you paint it really good and stay inside your lines. A lot of the wet out takes care of itself. I also drew a bisect line there. Where's my bench? Need my step stool to get over to this other section here. Get enough to bend over. Well, it's been raining finally. We got some rain up here. We had about 3.5 inches of rain in the last 2 days, which is been pretty good, but we're still about 21 inches behind for the year, at least for last year. I already pre-cut a dart in the middle to help it fold, so I can mess with the tape with. And that ragged spot there, I was thinking of a way to fix it. No use in wasting good glass tape. And you want to keep an eye on your line, especially down in here. It sometimes wants to lift up. Glass tape is all wet out, and that little gap down here I just took a little sliver, about I don't know, maybe a 3/8 of an inch wide, from here to here, and just lay down on top of it and wet it out, and put a little bit up in here too. That'll all sand down smooth. So unless you really look close, and I remember the 10-foot rule, once it gets primered and painted, you won't even notice it anymore. And also I did the inside of this guy too, on both sides. So glass taping's all done except for when we put the top on. I have this edge here to roll, and then the fillet along here, this side too, and then glass tape along in here. But I got to paint out these tanks completely, the inside and then the lids. So we'll be back for that. Konnichiwa. That beats having to say well every time, which is Japanese for late good morning, early afternoon. It's good between, say, 10 and 6. And then after 6 o'clock in the evening, it's Konbanwa. So I've been busy. Well, not really busy. It's just the little tedious things that take time, but you got to do one thing first before you can go on. I went ahead and I found some old System 3 two-part epoxy. I had a primer, and so I mixed that remaining part up and put a coat on this stuff in the bare wood and on the transom center, transom seat too. But I also filled out the inside the boxes here, and I think this I had the primer of the Ultra cover from the other paint, and so I've got these all painted out now. So now I'm going to pull off my barrier tape around the perimeter, and then I had tape along in here, old masking tape, which is going to take some, it's coming out better than I thought it was. Okay. Now I'll do that on everything. So now I've got, wood to wood, so when I put this down, which is the next thing I'm going to do, is mix up some Gel Magic. We'll put that on with a serrated tooth plastic scraper. So let me pull the tape, we'll come back. But before we do that, I want to say, get out of the light, Warren, is that you're probably familiar with the Google going red, and if you have noticed for the what we up to now, about 1.18 million views. If you look over on this side of my page, there's no advertisements. I've never wanted to sign up for advertisement because I know I hate watching YouTube and then having to wait for what I want to look at for some commercial to go on or the side stuff. So I've never done that. I'm always hoping that you would buy my plans and support me that way. And speaking of which, Chuck just posted here day before yesterday in the future section of my section at Duckworks magazine, the PDF model and some little cover story on the 14-foot John Duck, my semi-flat bottom duck boat. And you can download the model there, and I should have hopefully, air quotes, the plans done hopefully less than a month. So we'll get back to working on this boat. Have my Gel Magic mixed up just a little bit. Took it out of the cup with the little twin nozzle tip there. If I can hold that steady, you can see it comes in blue and yellow. But you can't get those anymore. So I don't know why I showed you. But we'll stick this on with put this on with a stick. I don't know if I made enough for both sides or not. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to make up some more for the other side. And this is all I have to do with that tip, is just squeeze it out. So I think I have enough. And relieve the pressure. And then get it all over the place so I can show you. And then mix it up. I had a picture I saw of Chuck down at Duckworks, and he had one of these tubes in a vise, cutting it in half. I wondered, what the heck's he doing? So I guess Jim Makalik, the other designer at Duckworks, was wondering how these things looked inside. And this is the inside of a Gel Magic tube. And this is a full one, so you got the two parts down here and the one part's up in here, and you can see the little channel coming out of this one into that hole, and then the bigger channel is on this side. And so when it squeezes in, both of them come up at the same time and squeeze your Gel Magic out. So, well, I got both sides Gel Magic up now, so let me go ahead and line my top. I was almost going to get my pin nailer out to hold this in place, but you gotta squeeze out, just move it along. I got a little blowout here that I'm gonna, it'll get covered with the tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my trusty battery on top. One of the other things I need to do now, I've got these, I've added some clamps to the back here to hold it in place so it doesn't slip on the little Gel Magic sets. But the next thing I want to do is I'm going to tape the edges, but before then I need to fill this. I don't want to, I want to put fillets around the edges on the hull sides, but I want to do that after the glass taping's done so I can cover up the ends of the glass. So what I'm going to do is just manually fill these cracks with easy fillet. Kill these birds with one stone, more or less. Although I have no reason to kill birds. Well, I've got both sides of the daggerboard trunk with the easy fillets in there between the panels, and I had some leftover material, so I went around and filled in the edges along here, just preliminary. But then who knows? I may just leave it. You know, I got enough easy fillet jammed in here that maybe it's enough to glue it to the hull. But I'll probably put a fillet in. But now the thing I'm trying to debate on is whether or not to cover the whole thing. You know, because I'm going to have tape along in here, maybe along these guys, and then tape on both sides. But as I alluded to early in this project, when I was debating how I was going to cut out these seats, I've got enough extra cloth, leftover stuff, that I may just go ahead and cover this whole thing from side to side, and then just roll it, you know, cut it along in here and roll it in, and then probably cut around here, maybe after it's greened out, run up to the edge here, and then just slice it, and then sand it, ferret in, and then the paint will cover that rough edge there. So I may just do that, and then I'll just have to fillet on top of the glass cloth along the edges here. So that should be enough for this one. We'll come back next time.